We are happy to announce that MLSImport 7 now works with any WordPress theme. Until this release, MLSImport displayed your listings through one of 4 compatible real estate themes, and it did that very well. Version 7 keeps all of that and adds a complete front end of its own. I'll show you how standalone mode works and how to use it. And if you're already a customer, stay until the end because there's one thing worth knowing before you change anything. MLSImport connects to your MLS through the RESO web API and imports real listings into your own WordPress database. Same connection, same import tasks, same hourly sync, same daily reconciliation. What's new is the last step. What displays those listings? With a supported theme, they're still written into that theme's own property format exactly as before. That's still the deepest integration we offer. What's been added is standalone mode, where the plugin renders the listings itself, its own property search, listing cards, half map, single property page, and agent profiles. So you keep the theme your site already uses and the listings go inside it. Everything before this point is the normal setup. Your account credentials, choosing your MLS, and adding your API credentials. If you haven't done that yet, watch the full setup guide first. The link is in the description. On the settings screen, you have the theme selector where you choose WPResidence, WPEstate, Houzez, or RealHomes. There's now one more option called Standalone. Select it and save. Now, about your theme. Standalone works with any WordPress theme, free or paid, one you bought for this project, or the one that came with the site. You don't have to change it, and you don't have to buy a real estate theme to make this work. For this demo site, we chose Astra. It's free, it's fast, and it's one of the most used themes in WordPress. But nothing you're seeing depends on it. The property search, the listing cards, the half map, the single property page, the agent profiles, all of that is MLSImport. Astra gives it the header, the footer, the fonts, and the colors. So keep the theme you already have. Choose Standalone, run your import, and when Standalone is selected and saved, you'll see 2 new items in your admin menu, one for your imported properties and one called MLSImport Design. See. Important is to choose your mode before your first import, not after. I'll come back to that at the end. From here, the import works exactly as it always has. Select your fields, create an import task, set your filters, and start it. Once the import finishes, open one of your listings on the front end. You get a complete property page on an ordinary theme with no integration work at all. The gallery, the price, the address, the fields you selected, the map, an agent card, a contact form, and the MLS attribution at the bottom. And all of it is yours to arrange. Open MLSImport Design and go to Property Page Layout. The property page is built from sections you can add, remove, and drag into the order you want. The header, the overview, the features, the map, the agent card, the mortgage calculator, the schedule a tour form, similar listings, and more. The gallery alone gives you a grid, 2 masonry layouts, and 4 sliders. Let me show you 2 settings worth a minute of your time. The first is MLS attribution, your MLS logo and the disclaimer text. Compliance team gives you the exact wording and it's usually mandatory. Set it once and it prints on every listing with the listing ID and all your required details filled in. The second is tour details, which controls the time slots in the schedule a tour form. And in colors, you set one brand color. It flows through the buttons, the accents, and the highlights so the listings match the site they're sitting in. Now the pages themselves, and this is where you get the most out of the built-in standalone version. Everything the plugin renders is available 3 ways: as a Gutenberg block, as an Elementor widget, and as a shortcode. Same rendering, same settings, same result. Use whichever matches how you already build. I will show you the Elementor widgets as they are the easiest to use. You can use these in your already built pages with Elementor. You get a property list, a property slider, a featured property in one of 6 designs, a map with listings, and a half map, which is the split screen with filters and results on one side and a live map on the other. There's a search form you can place anywhere and a search results page it points at. List properties by ID for hand-picked listings. Saved properties. a team directory, and category slider and display categories, which show any taxonomy, like city or property type, as image tiles. Each one has its own settings: which listings, how many, sort order, items per row, spacing, colors. So a typical homepage is a search form near the top, some category tiles, a slider of featured listings and your team, 4 blocks, and you have a real estate homepage on the theme you already have. For the search itself, point your search form's results URL at a page holding the search results block and you're done. Or use the half map if you'd rather people browse than search. Now the search form. You build it row by row, pick a field, give it a label, set its width. 23 fields are available: price, beds and baths, living area, lot size, year built, listed after, garage, stories, HOA, days on market and subdivision, plus property type, listing type, status, city, area, county, state, zip, high school district, features and label. Those are multi-select. Use location. 1 box covering city, area, county, zip and the full street address. 4 filters and an address search in a single field. Price, living area, lot size, and year built are ranges. You set the sliders minimum and maximum, so the form fits your market. And here's the part that pays off long term. This searches your own WordPress database. The listings are real posts on your own domain. That's faster than an embedded IDX frame, and it's the reason these pages can rank. Now, the part I mentioned at the beginning. If you're running MLSImport on WPResidence, WPEstate, Houzez, or RealHomes, everything you have keeps working. Your integration is still deep and native, and if your site is working, you don't need to change a thing. Standalone is an addition, not a replacement. Where it opens up new options is if you're building a second site, rebuilding on a different theme, or setting up a client site that's brand-led. You now have that choice without buying another theme. And one thing to plan for if you do switch. A supported theme writes listings into that theme's property format. Standalone writes into its own, 2 different places. So changing the selector doesn't convert listings you've already imported. And remember the rule from the setup video. Each listing can only be imported once. So switching is straightforward as long as you do it in the right order. Delete the imported listings first, then change the theme selector, then re-import. And run it on a staging copy first, so you can see the result before your live site changes. If you'd like a second opinion, open a ticket from your dashboard and we'll walk through it with you. There's something extra in here for developers too. The standalone front end exposes a WooCommerce style layer of action and filter hooks, so you can add markup, reorder sections, and change queries without editing the plugin. And because every surface routes through the same dispatcher, one filter applies to the shortcode, the block, the Elementor widget, and the template at once. You can override templates from your theme the same way. Full guide in the documentation, linked below. Before ending, remember that the deep integration with the 4 supported themes is exactly as it was. What version 7 adds is a complete front end of its own, on any WordPress theme, placed with blocks, widgets, or shortcodes, and styled from one design screen. If you have a supported real estate theme and it's working, keep it and enjoy it. And if you'd rather build on the theme you already have, that's now yours too. There's a 30-day free trial and we support more than 800 MLEs across the United States and Canada. If you haven't connected your MLEs yet, start with the full setup guide linked below. Thanks for watching. We are happy to announce that MLSImport 7 now works with any WordPress theme. Until this release, MLSImport displayed your listings through one of 4 compatible real estate themes, and it did that very well. Version 7 keeps all of that and adds a complete front end of its own. So now you get more.